Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 6I assignment. Okay. First one, find the coordinates of the point or points of intersection of the graphs with the equations this here. Now, the nice part about this here is we can do all of this stuff on our graphing calculator. Okay. Oops, let's see. Let's get rid of this. Okay. So what we're going to do is just go into y equals. I'm going to put these two in and find out where they intersect. Another way you can do this is you can actually set these two equal to each other and then solve. But this is, since you can use the graphing calculator on your tests and on the IB test, I'm going to advise you do this because it'll be a lot faster and have a lot less chance for error. Okay, so first one we got x squared plus x minus 1, and then in the second one we have 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1, and then if this is your first time graphing on this, I would do zoom. Number 6 is zoom standard. Usually gives you it will give you a 10, positive 10, minus 10, positive 10, minus 10 on your axes. So there's the x squared plus x minus 1, and then here comes the 2x minus 1. So now we got to find the intersection or intersections in there. Now, this one's a little tricky to see. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do a zoom. I'm going to zoom in on this. And the one that I like to use the most is Z box, this zoom box thing. And I'll show you how to use this because this is really kind of handy. So I want to zoom in on this area right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing over to the left. I'm going to go like, say, the top where I want to be. Okay, so that looks like it's to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this big box, and it's going to zoom in on that box. I'm going to get to the top left, or I can get bottom left, doesn't matter. Push enter, and then I'm going to go over, and it's going to make this line. And I'm going to go down, and it ends up making this box. And as soon as I push enter, it's going to zoom in on that section right there. Okay, so I do enter. So then I'll get a lot better look at it to see if there's one or none or two, because it's really hard to tell. Now I can definitely tell that there's two intercepts here. Okay, so to find those intercepts, second trace, which is calculate, and we're going to look for the intersection, number 5. Okay, so I want to get, oops, I already said first curve, second curve. I inadvertently push enter, so let's just see where it gives it to us. So I'll push enter and then guess, and it gives us this one over here. So we got one of the intercepts is at 1 and 1, and then let's find the other one over here, which looks like it's at 0 and something else, right? 0 and negative something, but let's find out what it actually is. So now we'll do second trace, which is calculate again, go down to intersect, and then we're gonna, now what we need to do before we push enter is we just got to get this cursor closer to this intersection over here. So this is definitely closer to that one than it is this one. So I'll push enter, it will jump to the other graph, push enter again, and then give it a guess. Yep, and it gives us negative 1.27 e to the negative 14th. That means x is 0 and y is negative 1. So our other one is 0, negative 1, and those are our two intersection points. Okay? Okay. Let's look at number 2. Find the 3 significant figures, the coordinates of the points of intersection of the graph with these equations here. So we will just go back into our graphing calculator and clear these two equations out, and oops, I missed the clear on that one. Oh, there it goes. Enter these two, and away we go. X squared minus 3x plus 7. And the second one is x plus 5. Okay, now on the previous problem I did a zoom box. So I zoomed way in to see what was going on a little bit better. So I'm going to want to go back to zoom standard number 6 here. Okay, I don't even have to push enter. I'm not sure why I did that. But so now we'll graph these two equations here. It's thinking. It's probably stalling out because I pushed enter on it. So I'm going to stop this video for a second so I can fix the calculator. Okay, got it back. So here's what the graph looks like. So it has two intersection points. So we want to find those two. So we're going to do second trace, which is actually calculate, find the intersection, which is 5. And then first curve, yes, that's on the first curve because you could have several different graphs on here, but we only have 2. So that's the second curve. You want us to guess? Sure, but they actually calculate. So it's 0.5857. So to the 3 significant figures, there's the third significant figure, so it's 0.586. So 0.586 for the x, and then for the y, 1, 2, 3 significant figures. That 5 tells the 8 to get bigger, so 5.59. Okay, so that's 3 significant figures, 3 significant figures. And we'll come up with the other one, second trace, which is calculate. Go to the intersection, which is 5, and now we just got to scroll this thing over to get closer to our other intersection. Now, I would highly suggest not putting your cursor right on top of the intersection piece, because then you can't tell when it's moving, and you might end up thinking that this is the answer. So, which it's not. It's just the coordinate of, that's just the x and y of the coordinate of this place right here. So if I move over, you'll notice they change. Okay, so push enter, 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 and I can now see that it's at the intersection point, and even says intersection there, 3.41. The 4 tells it to stay the same, so 3.41, and then the y is 8.41, and that doesn't get rounded up either. So those are our 2 intersection points. Okay. This one here, find the 3 significant figures, the coordinates of the point of the intersection of the graph with these equations. So back to our graphing calculator, y equals, clear these 2 out, and we will enter these in. All right, I still couldn't clear that one out. There it goes. So x squared minus 8x plus 15. Okay, so here's our 2 equations. It's really important for this one here. This first negative here has to be this negative sign here, and then this minus 4 is actually subtract 4. Okay, so this you use if it's the beginning, and then this you use if it's in the middle somewhere. Okay, we've already did a zoom standard, but let's just do it again just to make sure. Zoom 6, and it will give us our 2 graphs here. Once it's done thinking, there we go. There's one graph, and this is an upside down quadratic, so there's going to be another one. Oh, there it is. And oh, look at that. It doesn't even intersect. They don't hit. Okay. So, since they don't hit, find the coordinates of the points of the intersection of the graph with the equation no intersections for that. Or you can put does not intersect, something like that. Okay? All right, that's all I have for the 6i. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.